Now you're probably asking yourself, why would we go back to a place where we had so much trouble? Fair question.
Hey, we're Mel and Jay. Together with our cat Benny, we're traveling from Hope, BC all the way to South Padre Island, Texas, y'all, with lots of stops along the way.
We're hitching up fairly early here to go back to South Padre Island. Now you're probably asking yourself, why would we go back to a place where we had so much trouble? Fair question. Well, do you remember that little visit to SpaceX that we had? Now, there is a rocket ship on that launch pad, so we have to go and check that out.
Of course.
On a clear day, you can see the launch pad from this bridge, but it's really hazy today, so we can't see anything. Really hoping that haze clears up soon. We've made it to South Padre, and we are dry camping at the Andy Bowie County Park, also known as the parking lot. But we're pretty happy they had a spot because it's supposed to get really windy again, and we didn't really want to be out on the beach again during a huge windstorm. You saw what happened last time. So SpaceX is gearing up for some kind of big thing with Starship. We're looking at info. We haven't seen anything confirmed yet, but here's hoping we'll get to see something. Looks like the tide has been up pretty high recently. It's very misty. It's not too windy yet, but yeah, tomorrow is supposed to be pretty windy. So I'm kind of happy we're not camping on the beach this time. What about you?
We're just close to the beach, which is good enough for me.
Yeah, we can hear the waves softly, but we don't have to contend with them possibly overrunning our rig. Wow, it was a nice little beach walk. I tell you, it is warm and muggy tonight, but overnight the wind is supposed to shift and it's supposed to be quite cool and fresh tomorrow. That should be nice.
Yeah.
We are here at the Isla Blanca County Park, and we have quite a nice view of the launch pad, which now has a booster and a rocket, which is not on top of the booster anymore, but it is beside the booster.
Let's see if we can get closer.
Yeah, I think we should go over there and check it out. So we hear they may have some SpaceX merchandise here at Jaws on South Padre Island. And I'd really like a t-shirt, so let's go see. They do have some. We're back at Starbase. The last time we were here, there was nothing on that launch pad. Now there is Booster 10 and Ship 28. These are very likely to be the booster and ship that will go up in the third launch, the attempt at orbit.
It's really cool. The wind is so strong that there's some cables, long cables, the length of the tower. And the wind is so strong that you can hear it like blowing them around. But it's really fun. You can see some people on the top of the booster. And there's a little red elevator that goes up and down the tower. There's some action happening.
Yesterday, the rocket was stacked up on the booster, but today they've taken it down because they need to do some checking and repairs or something like that. So, who knows? Hopefully they'll get it back stacked again, because from what I hear, they're planning to do a wet dress rehearsal, which is the very last step before launch. I'll tell you, it is windy and cold today. Nothing like when we were here before, but it's supposed to get nicer, so hopefully things will improve throughout the week.
Okay, so I've looked up some stats about this because it is the world's largest rocket. But I wanted to know, a little bit more about it. So once this ship is completely fully stacked and fueled, get this, it's going to weigh 11 million pounds. And it will be 397 feet tall. To put that into perspective, the last rocket to go to the moon, that's the Saturn V built by NASA, was 363 feet tall. It weighed 140 tons. And Starship here weighs 150 tons.
The biggest, tallest, heaviest spacecraft ever built. And it has not yet made it to space. But, everyone's hoping that the third time will be a charm. Today they have closed the road to Boca Chica Beach and closed the beach entirely. So right now where we're standing is about the closest you can get to the rocket launch pad. That's because today what they're doing is what's called a wet dress rehearsal. That's where they fill all of the tanks with fuel just to make sure that the tanks are holding everything right and essentially do the countdown the same way they would do on launch day. They just don't launch. So it won't really be anything too spectacular to see. And bad news, everyone. We are probably not going to be here for the launch.
Which makes me very, very sad and disappointed for Jay, because this has been something, as soon as we decided we were coming down here, that he was hoping we would be able to get to see. We went and saw the site, of course, and we found out that there might be one in February, and so then we came back when we started seeing action going on, and they just haven't been able to get it all the right permissions yet to do it, and now it's looking like it won't happen until March, and we have to be home by then. So,
and you're probably thinking, wait a minute, that rocket already launched. But as you might know, our videos are a little bit delayed. It still could be quite a bit of time, and we just don't have that kind of time to stay here. But it was really cool to be this close and see the rocket fully stacked like this. Mm-hmm. And we'll definitely be able to watch the launch on the live streams and everything. They have really good coverage. So, it is what it is.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 3, 2, 1.
And passing supersonic, so we're now moving faster than the speed of sound.
So we're looking for hot staging again, cruised right through that. We're looking to demonstrate controlled ascent as well as orbital insertion. Now the next milestone coming up is in less than a minute. At that point, ship will, or I'm sorry, actually it already has.
Engine cut off.
There we go. Starship's 6 Raptor engines have successfully shut down. We heard a call out for nominal orbital insertion.
Well, folks, this is our last day on South Padre Island. I want to say we gave it a really good chance.
Sure did.
But to be quite honest, it did not live up to our expectations.
We don't want to sound like we're complaining because the weather here is like probably about 20 times better than it could be back home. But we had visions of us parking on the beach for about a month and relaxing, and it just turned out to not be quite possible to do that here, at least not in the winter. Not this year.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would advise this as a great snowbirding location unless you go into a full service campground.
Yes.
Like the one we stayed at. The Isla Blanca campground. If you can get a monthly rate there and just hang out, I think that's great. But beach camping here is fairly tough, as you saw. We were even thinking of staying one more week, but we checked the weather report and it's just not going to be that great. So we're out of here.
Goodbye, South Padre.
All right, we've hitched up and we're heading out from South Padre Island. We are officially on our way home now. At the Andy Bowie State Park. No, wait, it's a county park. What's called a wet trial run? No.
It was, that's in meters.
Make sure you don't miss the next video by liking, subscribing, and turning on notifications.
Oh, and don't forget to check out our website and sign up for our weekly email blast.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the next one.